Hello there, fellow summoners. Mad Dog HT here again, and got an Abyss fight for you. This was on my modified path 2, hitting up Loki. I think the first time when I did the easy path 1, I'm pretty certain I just used Aegon for this. I didn't have Torch. But here, I heal up, and the main goal here was to do as many parry stuns and parry blocks of his L1 to build up as many smolders as possible, and then basically do hits that do incinerates and potentially get Nova Flame going like I have here. But yeah, I just got smacked. Just totally ate a combo, which didn't help. Overall, this fight isn't too bad. It is a 5.7 million health Loki. So I don't know, one shot, I'm not certain that's possible, just because you don't build up as many smolders. I don't know, maybe if I just started taking just like blocking a full combo to build up some smolders early, and then obviously not eating an actual combo later on, and building up those smolders earlier on, you could probably get enough damage. And if you were running possibly suicides, doing L3s, I don't know, solo probably could be possible. I'd like to see one. I don't know, I haven't looked around on YouTube for one, but it just takes a little while for those smolders to build up for the incinerates to start doing like a ton of damage. Like right now they're doing 400 a tick. We'll see what they do towards the end of this fight. I end up using 2 revives. On this one, I almost go the distance. I think I mess up with around 15 charges left. And then on the next one, I think I mess up with 50 charges left. And then I finish them off on the third attempt. But when you get those smolders going, so now it's up to about 550 a tick. Yeah. And I think if I played this a little bit slower, maybe just parry heavy, just to get those 2 incinerates off and play a little slower, probably could end up getting more damage long term, but it's just going to take longer, and then likely won't get Nova Flame activated as much, except those L3s, just because doing a parry heavy, you're not going to get up to 7 incinerates on to activate Nova Flame. But I mean, right now they're starting to get up there. I'm at 43 smolders. I'm doing about 700 a tick. 100 charges left. Got into that second phase. But yeah, they're trying to parry block the projectile on the L1 as much as possible, take minimal block damage, and build up the smolders. So this is my strategy. I'm not by any means a Human Torch pro, still pretty new to using him, but yeah, he can, once you get those smolders built up, he can really put up the damage and on the hurt on these Abyss champs, just because the fights are so long. You can get so much smolder built up, and the smolder, the higher it is, the bigger the damage, and you can get it up pretty high compared to some lesser health point fights that are in Act 6. You just can't get your smolders up this high, just because there's not enough health to deal to stick around that long for the opponent. But yeah, so here activating Nova Flame again, you get those additional damage on the stings, which is nice. But yeah, I'll let this play out. Gonna die here in a little bit. I think I pretty much almost go the full distance on this fight. I got smacked there, but here, one thing is with a 6-star with the adrenaline, you definitely heal back more health when you throw a special because you do more damage. So if you are using a 6-star in the Abyss and you happen to get hit, I would definitely recommend trying to use a special as quickly as possible to gain some of that health back. Regular hits, you'll just get kind of peanut, maybe a percentage or two here, but with a special you can typically get back a decent chunk of the damage. So here I'm at 19, 18, 17, and then I just miss my parry, miss my block, and get smacked. So 204 hits, not too bad. So here I'll use a L2 revive, and I don't really have any health pots left. I just used my last ones just on that last fight, the L2s. So I figure using buying a level 5 health pot is better than buying some extra revives, because if you can last longer and build up the smolders, you'll do a ton more damage. So I throw in a level 5 there, go back in, kind of do the same thing I don't do as well in the second fight. I mess up a little bit earlier, like 50 hits left on the combo, or on the warfare charges, and then basically revive, throw another level 5 on them, and go back in and finish them off. But that first attempt was about a third. It was like 2 million health that I took off. The second round I take off about like 1.6 million, and then take off the last 2 million whatever on the last fight. So I'll just let this play out, and I'll see you at the end if you make it that far. All right, so we're coming up, finishing them off. We got 80 smolders. The damage is doing about 1,500 almost by now per tick on those incinerates, and he's starting to melt pretty fast. So this last fight was like 2.25 million, and I'm gonna finish it off with just a few charges left on the warfare account. So that's 17, 8, 15, 14, and he's dead. So anyways, who did you guys use? You got any questions, leave them in the comments. Interested to hear how you guys approach this fight. See ya. Bye.